co-host of the show as well. And we are going to have, it's an action-packed day today. So we have a lot of information to shoot to you at a only an hour to do this. So we have 4 guests on today. I have with me Adam Berry. And Adam, let's see your exact title. You are president of Excel Events Group, LLC.
I've always wanted to be president, so I decided, hey, it's my company, so I'll call it president.
There you go. And thank you so much for being on the show today. We do appreciate it. And you have a lot of events that are coming into this area. You know, we talk about local, buy local, shop local, and go to a local event. So tell us who's coming into town.
Starting tomorrow night, we've got, it'll be Barry Rolling and Deliverance. Winter Gospel Bluegrass Jubilee. It'll be at the Pick and Post next to Gary's TV. Be tomorrow night, starting at 6 o'clock. Barry Rolling and Deliverance, which is, if you're familiar with gospel music, it's Kyla Rowland's son, who's wrote over 3,000 songs, gospel songs. Be tomorrow night. Canyon's Crossing, one of, if not the, right in the top 5 bluegrass groups in the nation, will be here tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at the Pick and Post. Tickets are $10 for that. Just enough. Pretty much we're going to cover expenses, and that's it. The next Saturday night is our big event. It is an evening with Gene Stallings, coach of the '92 National Championship, Crimson Tide. And then also, you remember John Mark Stallings that played, or that was Coach Stallings' son, Down syndrome. He passed away in 2008. And just a remarkable story from Coach Stallings. He played for Bear Bryant. We've got a catered dinner that night. Regina Henderson will be there. Tina Whiteside Desserts. If you know desserts, you know,
those
Angela, you know it's good. You know it's good. So, got top of the line and catering and desserts there. Tracy's Florist is taking care of our tables, tablecloth, things like that. Printco 360. One of the big things you'll be hearing about in a few minutes from Brother Paul Long is there will be a silent auction that night for it's a 6 by 8, and that's not a 6 inch by 8 inch. That's a 6 foot by 8 foot. Gene Stallings tapestry that night. So, and it will go to benefit the Long Ranch for Boys. Okay. And we've got several other things. Inspirations, gospel singing coming up. We've got Eli Gold coming up. We've got a hunting expo coming up. Just several things where people don't have to drive to Chattanooga. They don't have to drive to Huntsville, but they can get good quality family wholesome entertainment, you know, in their front door.
All local, right here in this area.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So how long have you been doing this?
We're about 4 months old at this point. So just a small, just starting this now, and hope to proceed up to bigger things. And we've had other people say, well, why don't you bring in so-and-so? Why don't you bring in so-and-so? And we have to start small, and the way we grow to those larger venues is have the support.
What do you mean grow into larger venues? I mean, you guys are doing great now.
We are. We've, we really bit off a large chunk with Coach Stallings, and people say, why in the world are you bringing somebody from 1992 to North Alabama? And I've had that question.
This guy is
but
top.
You know, he really is. He is a class act. Jeremy Wilson of Mountain Valley News did an interview with him earlier in the week, and he called me after that, and he said, this guy is the class act. He said, not just the interview. He told me if you need anything, he said, it's not just a question, not just an interview. You call me. I've been through life. You call me. I'll answer any questions I can. I'll help you any way I can. You don't see that from people these days.
Right.
You do not see that.
Well, Coach Stallings is if you've kept up with him, you know that he is way more than football.
He is.
He's about life.
The Rise, I believe the Rise Center in Tuscaloosa that sponsors a lot of Down syndrome, things like that, he is a big advocate for that. And the rumor is that the reason, and it's pretty much straight from Coach Stallings, rumor is the reason he actually quit coaching was John Mark. If Alabama ever lost, John Mark would cry for 3 days. And that right there, if that don't touch your heart, that
was the biggest fan ever.
He really was. They said that at the Bear Bryant Museum that people would come to see John Mark there, that he could actually tell stories of the different setups they had at the museum, and knew that because they said the attendance at the museum just significantly higher.
Yeah, he knew how to draw a crowd. I always liked to watch him at the sidelines when his dad was out there on the field. It was just so much fun.
You remember those, and I remember those times. I remember, and that was well, I would say a little guy, but you know.
Have
Anyway.
you ever been really a little?
That's what I was fixing to say. Not
We
really
had to
a
put
little
him in a
guy,
small
so,
chair.
But no, with Coach Stallings, he's just, like we said, he's just a class act.
Mhm.
He is what can I do? How can I help you guys? And we've got a meet and greet starting with him at 5 o'clock for VIP ticket holders. Those tickets are actually sold out. They sold out about between 2 and 3 weeks, right when they went on sale. We've still got some tickets for sale now. We've got a special running on those right now through the event. Include your dinner with Tina, providing the dessert, Regina Henderson providing the meal, and the speaking event, and to hear Coach Stallings speak with on the arena floor. And those tickets are $62.50. So by the time you figure your meal, the time you would go to a local restaurant and you would buy the quality meal you're going to get, hey, you're not
That's
far
not
off
bad
there.
at all.
That's not
And you
bad.
get to meet Gene Stallings.
Yes, it's a
And
really
hear
neat-
Gene Stallings.
Yes.
just to hear his story will be amazing. We're really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Now tell us about some of the other events you have upcoming too.
We've got Eli Gold coming, and that will be one of the perks for the Gene Stallings ticket holders. That night, you can actually buy tickets there'll be a $10 discount per ticket that night. So if you're looking at an entire table, you're looking at $80 of a savings there. He will
Those
be.
are great date nights.
You're absolutely right.
Ladies, if you've been shopping and you paid too much for a dress, this is a good way to make up to the guy.
That's right.
It really is.
Or guys,
he will
if-
forgive you, I promise.
Or guys, if you messed up and maybe your Valentine's gift just didn't float and maybe it sunk to the bottom
Steve.
first off.
Steve.
Mine was good.
Okay.
Mine was good.
But that could be a good, hey, you might get out of the doghouse. You might get to sleep instead of the doghouse. You might get to sleep on the couch now.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Eli Gold is amazing himself. He's very entertaining.
He is very entertaining, from NASCAR to the voice of the Crimson Tide. When people, you flip on the radio, you don't have to question, is this Eli Gold? When I contacted Eli about coming to speak, received a call, and I thought, where is this number from? And answered the phone, and in the Eli Gold voice, this is Eli Gold. You don't get a prank call from anybody named
No.
Eli Gold and think, well,
No,
I don't
you
know
know
if it's him
it's
or
him.
not. But it will be coming up September the 4th. And it will be at the Civic Center. DeWitt Jackson has been great at the Civic Center to help us out getting everything set up for these events.
So what was your inspiration? I'm so glad you're doing this, but what was your inspiration for doing this? Just to bring things for people in this area so they didn't have to travel so far? Or
Yes, ma'am. It's the main thing is it's sort of like Yomo's out in Rainsville. That's sort of some of the inspiration is you see what Jerry Clifton and Chris Gray's done out there. It's not just a place that you have to go and I can't take my family after a certain time because it gets a little rowdy. They've got the karaoke, they've got the bingo night, just the old family music hall, and that's what we're looking to do is provide actual family entertainment where you don't have to, like Angela was saying, drive to Huntsville, drive to Chattanooga. The hunting show that's coming up August the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we've got Bill Dance coming to it. The old
Oh,
fisherman
wow.
Bill Dance.
Okay.
So, and the joke that I told Bill when we booked him was, you're the only man that I would pay money to come to the state of Alabama and wear a Tennessee hat. That's the only time. So
he is serious about his football.
he's serious, but he's been super. All of the celebrities that we have coming. Barry Rowland, Tim Mays with Canyons Crossing, Coach Stallings, Martin Cook with Inspirations, Eli Gold, Bill Dance, all of those, everybody's been wonderful to deal with, and we've had a good turnout. Like from my town, hey, we want to be a part of this, and that
Think
means a
about
lot
all
to
the
us.
revenue that brings into this community too when we have events.
Not just restaurants, not just gas. We're talking hotels. We've got a group coming out. Of different groups coming out tomorrow night, Mobile, Valamosa Springs, Huntsville, different places like that. So it will be
We need to build more hotels
Absolutely.
and more restaurants.
I say Embassy Suites.
Oh, there you
Embassy
go.
Suites.
Embassy Suites.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So,
Well, have you talked with anyone from tourism? And of course, I'm sure you've contacted the Chamber of Commerce.
yes, ma'am.
Those people have got to be loving you.
The tourism department, DeKalb County Tourism, they've been very supportive at this point. Tim Eberhart, Rainsville Chamber of Commerce. Hey, what can we do? The hunting show, we've actually got a sponsors banquet the night before that will be at the Enrichment Center, Tom Bevel Enrichment Center. Bill will be telling stories. We've got Ronnie Osborne still kicking. So come
He
see
is
Judge
still
Arthur.
kicking,
Oh,
isn't
yes.
he?
And we've got several other things going on that night. The catered meal will be James Barbecue out of Geraldine. So it's going to be a big...
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. We're really looking forward to trying to get some things started in DeKalb County where people don't have to drive.
You have a website, and you're also on Facebook.
On Facebook, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's Excel Events Group. On Facebook, we have a page, and also it's Excel Events Adamberry. And you can find all the information. Go like our page there. Also on Twitter, it's Excel Events Group. And you follow us, we'll follow you. And we just ask for your support, and thank you for your support already.
That's no
Well, I
problem.
want to know what you do in your spare time.
Well,
that'll
now-
be another show.
Now, I hear there's a history between you two.
Yes.
Do we need to mention it?
Tell 'em.
Right here in this room, probably right where the camera's
Live.
sitting. Yes.
Alive. Right
yes.
here.
Yes.
Tell it.
With a guest house, met my wife, and we actually, I called Angela. Big fan of the guest house when it was here. Food was great.
Oh.
Called Angela and said, hey, can I rent the building? She said, rent the building? I said, can I rent the restaurant one evening? Well, we rented the restaurant, and my wife told me at that point, she said there was a little small voice that said, this is it, he's the one. So I say thank you.
Wow, Look at
Oh, well,
you.
you
Yeah.
Look at you.
Oh, that's great.
So you played a part in that.
So
Aw.
you're a matchmaker as well.
Matchmaker,
We need to put a book together with all the
Really?
things she does for
We'll
this
be
community.
watching right after my time. We'll be actually, may start a matchmaker show. Who knows?
Who
Who
Might start
knows?
that.
Would you like a matchmaker show?
That would be the dating game.
The
You
dating
know the
day.
dating game? Remember that?
Yes, we can have the flowers on the wall,
And-
the
and-
big 70s flowers. How about that,
We can
Steve?
do that. That would be a lot of fun. Steve, okay with that?
I think
He's
he-
shaking his head no. We keep coming up with
a
ideas.
wholesome dating
I
game.
hear lawsuits in that.
It would be family friendly. We
There's
promise.
free will, every man for himself, or woman.
Very family friendly. Well, so we are so glad you came on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you
And
for
we
having me.
want you to come back.
Yes.
So
yes,
we're about
we'd
to
love
have to break for a commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to have who we're going to have on here
Andy.
next? Yeah, let's do Andy next. Okay.
Andy.
Cars. Okay, we'll be right back.
At the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, we truly believe in the concept of public service. The Are You OK program is a free service for the seniors of DeKalb County offered by the Sheriff's Office. Citizens who live alone and wish to remain independent may be placed on our call list to receive a checkup at their convenience. With a yellow dot sticker on the back of your vehicle, first responders will know to look in your car for vital information if you're in an accident. Our school resource officers are involved in numerous programs and activities in our county schools, including anti-drug concentrations and anti-bullying campaigns. Our goal at the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office is to protect you, your family, and your property.
If you commit a crime in DeKalb County, there's one thing you should remember. We do make house calls.
Sheriff Jimmy Harris and his staff can be reached at 256-845-3801 24 hours a day.
Have you ever wanted to sell an item on eBay but didn't want to go through all the hassle? No problem. eBay Your Way can handle that and more. Stop by and see us today in beautiful downtown Fort Payne.
Welcome back to My Town Alive. My name is Donna Fiesel, and we have with us Andy White. And Andy, you're the guy I'm going to talk to if I want a car.
That's exactly right.
Okay, Mike Ledbetter, but the official name of the business is
Bobby
Twin
Ledbetter,
City.
yes. Bobby
Okay,
Ledbetter's Twin City.
Okay.
And we're mainly stocked with used cars. We have a large used inventory. Bobby's a wholesaler. He's been doing it all his life, and he started this lot down here a couple of years ago. Keeps a lot of inventory that he has. He has access to well over 1,800 cars at any given time, but he tries to keep probably 200 or 300 on our lot at any given time.
And he has the good ones.
Great
I noticed
selection.
Beamers out there. I
We-
mean, you've got some good ones.
We do.
Volvos.
We try to keep, of course, you want to keep some of your American-made stuff there. You want your Chevrolets, your Fords, but you also want to keep a good selection of some of the higher-end vehicles to cater to some of those people. That way you don't have to drive to Huntsville. You don't have to drive to Birmingham. You don't have to drive to Chattanooga to do shopping. You can come right here in Fort Payne, Alabama and do your shopping and find
Yeah,
just
why go
about...
anywhere else? We
Exactly.
talk about shop local all the time on this show. Support
Exactly.
local businesses.
And just because we don't have it on the lot doesn't mean that I can't get it. Like I said, we only keep a portion of what Bobby
I've already
has.
told you
on
what
this
I
lot.
want.
Well, we'll keep looking.
And I'm sure he's going to come up with it
Now,
real
what do
soon.
you want?
Black BMW.
Here you
My
go.
black Beamer died, and that was the best car ever. It was great on gas. And I had that thing. My husband said, let's just let it go. Bury it.
Bury it, bury it.
Actually drove a trade-in that came in the other day. I drove it in this morning. It's a 2008 BMW. It's a 528i, and it's a very nice car.
I want a 3 Series.
Okay, we'll go look at it.
All right. All right. Sounds good.
How long have you been selling cars?
17 years. I always compare it to the age of my daughter. I started selling cars right before she was born out of desperation. I got laid off and I had to have a job. So I went to work selling cars, and I've been doing it ever since. I fell in love for it. It's kind of a passion that I have. It's a great business to be in. Get to meet different people every day. You're working outside. You're not confined to an office every day. It's just a great business to be in. But met you through the car business.
That's right.
Met pretty much everybody in here through the car business. And
Well, I think you've hooked up with a guy that's very passionate about selling cars.
He's dynamite, isn't he?
He is.
Never met a man that knows the cars like he does, and he does a very fine job for all of us. And of course, he wants us to run a reputable business. He's very much for the customer. He wants to make sure that everybody gets what they want and everybody's happy.
He does.
You
He's
know,
very
when you're in the
passionate
car
about it.
business, if the salesperson loses and the customer wins, then you don't have a win-win situation. You want the salesman to win, you want the customer to win, you want everybody to be happy, and that's what our goal is, to have win-win all the way around.
Well, I tell you, it's a very friendly atmosphere, too. When you walk in, you feel at home. Feel very welcome to come into this place.
You might even get a hug.
You might even get a hug. If you're going to be around me, you're going to get a hug.
That's
Well,
exactly
one
right.
thing, I know we've got some cars to look at, but one thing that I want to commend him for and his company is he is very generous in this community in helping so many worthy causes. And he truly does give back to the community.
He does a lot out of pocket too. A lot of times when you own a business and companies are looking for maybe a donation for here, or you got a charity for here, but we have people come in during Christmas time that says, hey, I don't have any money to buy my kids Christmas present and all that, and I'll see him reach in his pocket and pull it out and give it to him, and he's an amazing man to work for. He's just an extremely generous guy.
I have witnessed that. He sure is. Well, what about the cars? Have we got any pictures of any cars that we're going to... Okay. Oh, we're looking at cars then.
We're looking
Okay.
at them now.
Cool.
What we have coming up on, where's the screen? We're working on it.
over here. You can see
Got a
it.
Jaguar up.
Okay.
Oh, the Jag. Tell us about
Okay,
the
the
Jag.
black
that.
Jaguar,
I'll take
that's a
that.
local trade-in. Okay, that's the two-door convertible that belonged to a doctor here in town, and he traded in for another Jaguar. So it's not something that we got out of a sale or anything like that. It is a local trade-in, very nice car. Anything that anybody want to comes down and test drive, you're more than welcome to come down. Another thing I want to talk about is financing. A lot of people can't just come down there and write a check for a car. Most of your dealerships around here have anywhere between 4, 8, 10 banks, and they're limited to what they can do. We have about 42 different lenders. So not only do we handle prime credit for financing the car, we also have subprime. We have, some secondary places here in town. Like maybe if you got a good down payment, they'll only do a portion, maybe loan value on the car. If you got a good down payment, most of the time we can get you in a car. So it's not a struggle out there. You don't have to worry about driving to work every day and wondering if your car's going to make it or not. Come down and look at one of our cars. We'll see if we can put a warranty on it. And there's so many different ways that we have to satisfy a customer and every automobile need. Just all we ask is you come down and give us an opportunity.
So would you take my little clunker in as a trade-in?
Absolutely.
You haven't
We'll
seen it
take.
yet.
You would be surprised at what we take in on trade. I've seen them take four-wheelers in on trade, shotguns. Back during the tent sale, we took a couple of pigs in on trade for all the
Wow.
Hey, we gotta fill the
Like
we gotta
that.
fill the freezer
Chickens.
up. We gotta fill the
We'll
freezer
get some
up.
of Steve's
So,
chickens. How about
there
that?
we
You know,
go.
I drove by there not long ago and saw a motorhome.
Correct.
That might have been yours, but
No, sometimes we do consignment. If somebody has something that they want to sell, we'll put something out there on consignment. A lot of times if you want to sell something that's sitting out there in your yard somewhere out in the backwoods on Lookout Mountain or behind a building somewhere, nobody can really see it, but you got to get rid of it. We got plenty of room down there on the lot. Sometimes he don't care if you pull it down there, stick a for sale sign on it, tell us what you want for it. We'll try to move it for you. Let's say you don't have enough down payment, you got to trade something in. The 93 Jayco that's going to be coming up on the screen, that is one I took in on trade from a couple out at Mentone that retired. And we had a bigger camper that had slides on it, and you got to understand, this lady was one of those, she wasn't even going to sleep in this vehicle till she cleaned it from front to back.
Oh,
So you can imagine what her trade-in looked like when it came in.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, it is a 93 Jayco, but when you go up on the inside, it is immaculate. It's very
And
clean.
you've still got that?
We've still got it.
Don't tell my husband.
Call him today.
You'll probably call him today.
That's what we do.
Oh, goodness. Well, seriously, he has for a long time, you know, that's his dream, is just to get a motorhome and just take off. I said, why don't you rent one first? But I don't know if that's possible. But he really wants to go cross country in a motorhome.
Oh, I can see that.
Have him bring a
I
blanket
don't know.
down. Have him bring a blanket down one night, sleep in it. And see if you like
That's
it.
a great idea.
Try it out.
Robert,
first.
you can go down to Ledbetter's and
There you
sleep
go.
in the motorhome.
We'll build a campfire and everything. We'll have to
Great.
get city ordinance. We'll have to get permission.
And then I'll have a girls' party at the house, Donna.
Hey, yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Well, you're
But-
at the perfect location. So you're right on, if you have something you would like to consign, or if you just want to drive by and see what you have, you're at the perfect location.
We are. We're on the South Y in Fort Payne, 1015 Galt Avenue South. We've pretty much got the intersection there. We're across from the Alabama Fan Club. So if
And
anybody
everybody knows where that is.
Everybody knows where that is.
You're actually on the old athletic field, aren't you?
We are. I tell people all the time I scored my first touchdown there.
Are you
Yeah, I
serious?
sure did.
A lot of people, the younger people, don't really remember that, but there were some good times there.
There were some great times there. When Valley Head first started their Pee Wee, Wizard Phillips was the coach, and we played football down there. And Fort Payne had like 5 teams. Adamsburg had 1 team, and then we had 1 team. And you know, that's one of my things about being on that lot. It's, you know, this is where I grew up. This is where I like working. I've been in the car business for 17 years. All 17 years been right here in Fort Payne, Alabama. You know, and it's just a history of being there on that field and selling cars where, you know, I pretty much grew up. You know, that's where me and all my buddies hung out.
So you feel right at home.
Played basketball in the field up on the north end. So, yeah. it's
So when
great.
you sell a car there, do you feel like you've scored a touchdown?
Always,
I
always,
knew that was coming up.
always.
And you know, that speaks a lot about your character, being in the same business 17 years, because most people do a career, what, 2 years, 4 years, maybe? So
They
that
say
speaks
3% of
very
people
well
that start in the car business don't ever stay. So
What
it-
keeps
it's-
you there? Why do you think you have such success?
I got a great bunch of people to work with. Our finance manager, he was also the general manager. He's my boss, Newt Rice. He's a likable guy. I like to call him Mr. Wonderful. Everybody likes him. He's just always in a positive attitude, and he keeps everybody else there in a positive attitude. You know, when you have those days where it's kind of slow, everybody just picks each other up. Says, "Hey guys, let's get out here and, you know, meet and greet some people and see if we can sell some cars." So there's always a positive attitude down there. It's just a, you know, great environment to work at. You've always got stuff to look at. It ain't like you're looking at the same thing every day.
No, you never look
You know,
at
if
the
you
same
if you
thing.
see a car down there that you want to look at, you don't want to wait till the weekend, because when the weekend rolls around, guess what? That car's gone and another one's came in. So
Mhm.
our inventory rotates, you know, quite often. Some of the stuff that you see down there that, like say the trucks go real quick. Cars, like right now, perfect time to buy your teenager a car, because we got some smaller cars that's not gas guzzlers.
So
that-
you do a little homework and you recommend what parents should buy for the
Absolutely.
college student.
Absolutely.
That's coming up.
Okay.
Andy, thank you so much for being here. And you keep looking for Donna a car, and you stay with us. We've got 30 more minutes on My Town Alive.